recent times we've seen pulses become a very mainstay part of our farming systems in the northern region. They're no longer the problem child that they were 10 or even 5 years ago. The underpinning of that adoption has really been some of the excellent research that's been undertaken by the Department of Agriculture's, with funding often from GRDC. But then it's up to growers and their advisors to evaluate that research, mould it and adjust it so it suits their farming systems so that we actually end up with practice change. So some of this practice change for pulses have been predominantly around insect pest management and disease management pathology. And a classic example of insect pest management has been the broad adoption by most growers of integrated pest management, or IPM. So a couple of the very key advancements that we've seen in the mung bean industry was first when we identified the true damage and nature of an insect pest called mirids, so that we could correctly identify them and control them in a cost-effective way. But the real advantage to growers at the end of that was actually in grain quality. So as well as getting greater yields, they were also getting greater quality and being paid for that greater quality. So then the next major step forward that came to the mung bean industry was actually out of the breeding program, with the release of a variety called Crystal. And without growers doing anything else, just simply changing their variety, we saw the grade outs, the losses at the grading shed, go from some 18% on average down to 8 or even 6% on average. So straight away the grower had an extra 10% of yield that he's actually getting paid top dollar for. So they've picked up a 10 or 12% yield advantage plus another 10% at the packing shed. So there's over a 20% increase in yield, which is a fantastic outturn from a breeding program. So this crop that we're standing in today is actually Jade AU, which was the latest release out of the breeding program. It was released 2 seasons ago. And again, we're seeing advances in quality, grain quality and yield, and a reduction in risk management for the grower so that they can have a lot more confidence in the crop that they're producing.